What an absolutely magnificent and triumphant moment this is, a truly glorious occasion filled with immense honor and profound recognition for all involved. This is a moment of pure, unadulterated glory. Well, this profound love that is truly never satisfied with God, that embraces him with fervent devotion in a heartfelt pleading, a divine blessing, a deep and abiding connection, in a lamenting way, to ask us to give ourselves to him because he wants to give us everything. Ninth hour. Then the inner voice continues further, moving on to the ninth excess of my love. Ninth hour. My daughter, my state is truly, deeply, ever more agonizing with each passing moment. If you love me, let your gaze remain fixed on me, so that you may truly see if you can give your precious little Jesus some comfort, a tender word of love, a tender caress, a gentle kiss that might provide relief to my deepest weeping and all my profound sorrows. My daughter, I repeat, my state is ever more painful. If you love me, let your gaze remain fixed on me so that you may see and be able to give your little Jesus some comfort, a word of love, a caress, a kiss that might bring relief to my weeping and my sorrows. This is, once again, a profound invitation from Jesus to us, even from within the sacred maternal womb, for us to offer him some solace and comfort, a tender word of love, a gentle caress, to truly lighten his heavy burden, to console him deeply amid so much profound sorrow. Here we can already enrich this so much with everything we have read and know. It's not just a little word that we can bring to Jesus. We already have so much more there. LUISA, as I said, this is page 5, but with everything we know, it's no longer just a caress that we can give him. In another separate volume, volume 24, I think, I'm still not very familiar with that volume. But in volume 24, at the beginning of the year, on the 1st of January, LUISA also, she starts to think and says, what could I give Jesus for New Year's, as a New Year's gift? So she says, I'll give him my will so he can do whatever he wants with it, so he can take it in his hands, so he can use it as a footstool, so he can amuse himself with it. And Jesus says to her, no, my daughter, you already gave me your will many years ago. Now what you can present to me as a truly special New Year's gift are all the devoted acts you performed in my divine will during this past year. In other words, not just here I give you my will, but rather all the acts you have done in my will throughout this year. Offer that to me again, and I will feel as if you are repeating the whole year for me, so I can receive all the love from this entire year once more. Well then, it's the same for us too, now with all the knowledge we have, some more, some less. When we do this novena now, and Jesus asks us for a word, some comfort, let us bring him all the acts we have done in his will, which, although they are of his will, have been carried out by us. So it's not just a word that will take away the pain, nor a handkerchief that will wipe it away, to dry his tears, but rather, amid so much darkness from so many creatures, he will see our acts in the divine will, which sweetened for him the 9 months he spent in his mother's womb, because he sees in us the fruit of his working will and the fruit of we do. I repeat, he sees in us the fruit of his love, of his will that he has given us, and the effect of this, which are the acts we have done in the divine will. This is what gives him back the light, as we will see a little further on. I'll remind you of it. I repeat, and I am always becoming more sorrowful. If you love me, let your gaze remain fixed on me, so that you may see if you can give your little Jesus some comfort. Yes, we can see that we can, because in the divine will, as we said earlier, we can repeat to him the comfort that our mother gave him, and we can bring him all the acts we have done in the divine will. So here I answer Jesus, yes, indeed, Jesus, yes, absolutely, yes. And just by taking the divine grace and boundless love, because the Father graciously offers it to you through the sacrifice of Christ. And since I was able to do this in the name of my mother's whole family, receive from me all the love of your will working in me. Yes, I can, Jesus. He said to me, it is always more painful. If you truly and deeply love me, please let your unwavering gaze remain steadfastly fixed upon my humble being, so that you can clearly perceive and understand, if you are able to offer the innocent little Jesus some profound comfort, a tender word of heartfelt love, a gentle and reassuring caress, perhaps even a sweet, consoling kiss that I, in my profound sorrow, bring to my flowing tears and my deep afflictions, so that all who witness this can truly see and comprehend how we together can accomplish this sacred and loving act, demonstrating our devotion and compassion in every possible way. In the 9th month and at the birth, I am going to get up to set up the nativity, but it's the same idea I was just talking about. That's why I take it this way. It's the chapter where Luisa vividly sees the infant Jesus as a newborn, December 25th, 1921. In this edition, 227, but the chapter is December 25th, 1921. Luisa sees Jesus here as a newborn, shivering from the cold in the manger. And Jesus says to her, "My dearest daughter, do you truly think it was merely the biting cold of the material environment that so deeply chilled my very soul? Oh no, my dear. It was truly the profound coldness of human hearts that affected me so profoundly. That truly made my very soul shiver with an intense cold deep inside, and their profound ingratitude, when it was finally brought to light, truly made me weep most bitterly and uncontrollably. My dear mother calmed my weeping, although she too wept. Our tears mingled together. And as we exchanged our first kisses, we poured out our hearts in love. But our life had to be one of pain and tears, and I had myself placed in the manger to return to weeping. Calling out with my sobs and my tears to my children, to the whole human family, I wanted to move them with my tears and my sobs so that they would listen to me. But no one came, and even less so within themselves, because to go within, one had to have entered into my will in order to be present in those moments. No one went there, not so much, I repeat, physically at that moment like the shepherds and so on, but spiritually, no one responded to the call of Jesus who was born to come to us. But do you know who was the very first person, after my beloved mother, whom I called with my heartfelt tears to be present with me, right there in the humble manger, to truly pour out all my love and devotion? It was you, the little daughter of my will. Because since Luisa was in the divine will, just as we ourselves are right now, we are judging on behalf of the mother of Jesus. Because by being in the divine will and wanting to go, we do go. And the first was the same one. It was you, the little daughter of my will. You were so small, and living in my will, I was able to have you by my side in the very manger, and I could pour my tears into your heart. These tears sealed within you your power and your constitution. Legitimate daughter of my will, my heart truly rejoiced seeing your glorious return in you, seeing you come back completely whole in my will and spirit. What at creation my will had brought forth. Yes, I don't know where it is then in all of this. Have you seen, after seeing so many creatures who have not lived in his will, and has he not seen in any of them all that the divine will brought forth at creation fully restored? Only in Louisa is she the first one who, with Jesus present at the moment of her birth, Jesus sees in her everything restored. Everything that came forth at creation, because Louisa, living in the divine will, Jesus finds in her the complete correspondence of everything that came forth in creation. My heart rejoiced seeing return in you, whole in my will, what at creation my will had brought forth, and this was indispensable for me. When coming into the light of this world, I had to consolidate the rights of creation and receive the glory as if the creature had never departed from my will. And this I found in you. So for you it was the first kiss and the first gifts of my childhood. And perhaps what we brought with us in a single gulp. We know how all of that is in the act of being accomplished. Louisa, and Louisa asks, and I, my love, how can this be if I didn't even exist on earth yet? We can say the same thing ourselves now. How can it be that we are present at the Nativity if we didn't even exist at that time? And Jesus in my will. Everything existed, and all things were for me a single point. That is where they find us. So I saw you in yourself just as I see you right now, and all the graces I have given you are nothing but the confirmation of what had already been given to you from all eternity. But not only did I clearly see you, I also distinctly saw in you my own cherished little family who would forever live within my heartfelt will and legacy, and who one glorious day would eventually make a peaceful retreat and completely finish this on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. And I did not see only you. But I also saw in you my little family who would live in my will and who one day, amid acclamations, would hear and know this. Oh, how happy I was. All these souls calmed my weeping. They warmed me, and by forming a crown around me, they defended me from the perfidy and ingratitude of other creatures. So with this in mind, let us prepare to celebrate the birth. Not so much on December 24th or 25th, but rather the one that is happening in act in the divine will. Right now, as children that we are doing it because it is Christmas time, but this exercise can be done at Easter, at Pentecost, during Advent, on ordinary Sundays, or whenever you wish. It is happening in act in the divine will. Jesus is in the act of being born and in the act of seeing us. But well, to learn it, we are going to do it now during these days, since it is Christmas time. My daughter, I repeat the 9th hour now to finish. My daughter, my state is ever more sorrowful. If you love me, let your gaze remain fixed on me so that you may see if you can give your little Jesus some comfort. A word of love, a caress, a kiss that will give respite to my crying and my afflictions. We're here for you. Like Jesus. Yes, that's how it is, at that pace. Did I actually send it? I definitely sent Piesco. Ah, yes, Piesco, that's right. Listen, my daughter, after I have given 8 bursts of my love to the man, and he repaid us so poorly, my love did not give up, and to that generous excess he wanted to add a 9th. And this 9th longing is a profound and intense yearning. These fiery sighs are the passionate flames of an ardent desire to ultimately leave the comforting maternal womb so that I can fully embrace all of mankind. And these profound longings, these intensely fiery sighs, reduced my tiny, fragile, unborn humanity to such an unbearable agony that I was about to take my very last breath indeed. In Maria Valtorta, when she talks about the birth, and then these are questions we also ask ourselves. How did we do that? Just as we were born from our mothers as children, or in another way, because she remained a virgin. So in Maria the Doctor, she shows in a way that what made us was her excess of love, her desire to give herself to us. That was what brought him out, what made him leave the womb of the Most Holy Virgin in a miraculous way without having to. But from the Blessed Virgin, the virginity, we can bring forth the child simply by being inside miraculously, because of course his miracle was as God and had to be as God. There's no problem with that, because we insist that the birth of Jesus must be like ours, like us. He was God, and it had to be as God. There's no problem that it happened in a miraculous and exceptional way. But it was that force that made him come out. It wasn't just the physical force that mothers use to bring their children into the world, but rather that spiritual force and that fire of love in Jesus, wanting to give himself to his creatures. And love, in a way, drawing a comparison with human motherhood, which prevented Jesus from coming forth on the part of the Blessed Virgin, was also the desire to give him to us. Everything is a representation of human motherhood applied to divine motherhood. Why did love make him be born? It is longing. The burning sighs, the flames of desire, the yearning to leave the maternal womb to embrace mankind and to make himself known, because his humanity needed to be outside of the Blessed Virgin in order to be known by others. And by us as well. And this reduced my small, unborn humanity to such agony that I was about to take my last breath. Such was the strength of the love I felt, that I felt I was dying to come out. But my divinity, which was inseparable from me, gave me surges of life, and I would take up life again to continue my agony and then die once more. This was the 9th excess of my love. To agonize and die continuously out of love for the creature. Oh, what a long agony of 9 months. Oh, how love suffocated me and made me die. And if I had not had my divinity with me and my mother, who continuously gave me life each time I was about to die, love would have consumed me before coming out into the light of day. Then he would add, please, look at me closely, listen to my every word as I truly agonize, as my poor little heart beats so rapidly, suffocates painfully, burns intensely. Oh, please, just look at me now, for I am truly dying, right here before your very eyes. And he would fall into a deep silence. I felt myself dying, the blood in my veins would freeze, and trembling I would say to him, my love, my life, do not die, do not leave me alone. You want love, and I will love you. You want acts in the divine will, and I will do them. I will never leave you. Give me your very flames of love so that I may love you more and be completely consumed for you. Here it ends, the Christmas Novena in LUISA. As you saw, we wanted to do it a little more quickly because otherwise we wouldn't have finished. Well, as a summary of everything we've seen over these past couple of days, we have this Christmas novena as a guide, not only to prepare ourselves for this Christmas, but also to enlighten our whole life in the divine will. Everything that has been said here has been recorded on cassette tapes, and since these are things we've taken from Louisa's writings, they always have a new light each time you listen, each time you replay the cassette. Jesus within us teaches us a new nuance of everything that is profoundly written there and now eloquently spoken. So what I strongly recommend is that we diligently read, carefully listen to, as much as we possibly can, these precious cassettes. It's not merely me you're attentively listening to. It's Louisa's profound and sacred writings, verbally recorded and meticulously captured for posterity. So please do not hesitate to repeatedly review and deeply reflect upon them. And right now, to finish things up completely, and to prepare ourselves properly for the most blessed Christmas season, I truly think we should all make a concerted effort to repeat, not just with the readily available cassettes, but with the actual and sacred Christmas novena, to prepare ourselves diligently for the glorious birth of our Lord, and to be completely ready with all our acts in the divine will to lovingly offer them to Jesus as soon as he is born into the world. And for now, and to finish with this, I wish you all a very happy Christmas in the will of God. Thank you. Glory, 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 a magnificent and resplendent glory, an everlasting and profound glory, a truly divine and awe-inspiring glory. I am truly, deeply, and profoundly in love. Peace, such profound peace. Oh my God, such divine peace. Oh, wow, whoa, whoa.